Okay, we have a 16 inches for no power. So A 41 21 21 41. A 21 41. It says no power. Did you guys see that? Okay, it says no power. Okay, so this is it's coming from it's already been pre-diagnosed. I see it has this looks like a newly replaced battery. I'm not sure why that was the case. So the screws of the back cover has already been taken out. Okay, here are the screws. We have the screws taped to the back. Okay, first thing first, let us disconnect the power button. Sorry, disconnect the the battery the battery cable. Uh, and then let's see what we have. And by the way, whenever you're working on the 16 inches, always make sure that you use a 96 watts. Okay, not 85, not 65, 96 watts, and it should be an Apple original charger. Um, okay, let's grab cable. Just to be sure that it's working. Okay, yeah, it is working. Now let's connect our charger. So the reason why we have to connect our charger is because we do not see any signs of corrosion on the board. So which means there is really no risk of any further damage to the board. So as you know, usually we do not connect the charger. We wait until the device is the board is out to confirm that indeed we don't have a potential short on a potential liquid damage situation on the board before we connect our charger. But we have pretty much confirmed. So chargers, chargers connected. We don't have any fan spin. So the next thing we want to do, and by the way, for 16 inches, sometimes you may have to connect your battery to actually get the fan or to get the machine to start. Nonetheless, let's see what we have on our PP bus. So we want to know if we have voltage on our machine. What we have on our PP bus will give us an idea of what we have on our PPDC in. Now, for USB-C devices, USB-C devices, you need 20 volt at your input voltage. At the beginning of your circuitry, you need 20 volt. 5 volt is not going to start the machine. You need 5 volt if you're charging the phone, your iPad, small devices basically. But when it comes to a Mac, you need 20 volts. So if you don't have 20 volt on your on the start of your of your circuitry, which is from your charger, then now the 20 volt is not generated from the charger. So it's not generated directly from the charger. So if you don't get 20 volt on the board or on your machine, it doesn't mean that your charger is not generating 20 volt. However, what it means is the logic board itself needs to be able to boost the initial 5 volt that comes from the charger to 20 volt. When the conditions required to get 20 volt, when they are not met, the voltage input will stay at 5 volt. When all of the conditions are met, then the voltage input will then be boosted to 20 volt. Now, what we want to do, depending on what we have on our PP bus, that will give us an idea of what we have on our PPDC in. So let's check what we have on our PP bus. Black probe on ground, red probe. Okay, 12 point, okay, 12.63. Okay, at 12.32, that would have meant that we only have 5 volt in our PPDC in, but 12.62 tells us that we have 20 volt on our PPDC in. So let's just confirm that yes, indeed. I'm just going to switch my multimeter to 200 volt, and then okay, let's open up our schematic. It is a board view for that first. Let's open the board view first. So it's 820-01700. 820-01700. That's our 16 inches 2019. There you go. Okay, so now to let we just measured our PP bus here, and then we have 12.62, which tells us that we actually have, if we were getting 12.32, 12.3, that would mean that we have 5 volt on our input voltage. But because we're having 12.6, then it tells us, and just confirm again, 12.6, that tells us that, yeah, that tells us that we have actually 20 volt on our PPDC in. Now we can confirm the presence of our 20 volt from any of these fuse here, F3000 or F3001. Let's check with F3000. Let's see what we have. And that is it. We have our 20 volt. Now, if it was, like I said, if it was 12.3, that means that we have 5 volt on our input, but because we have 12.6, it means we have PPDC, we have 20 volt on our PPDC in. Now that we have confirmed that our PP bus is present, we have 20 volt present. Now let's see if we have trackpad feedback. So what we want to do is we want to connect our battery cable, see if we have trackpad feedback, and then we take it off from there. Also, we will be checking out other power rails, but first let's just see if we have trackpad feedback. Okay, we do have trackpad feedback. Let's see if our machine is going to start. We do have trackpad feedback. By the way, from 2015, Apple started a new designs on the trackpad where they have the haptic feedback. So unlike the older designs, the haptic feedback will only become responsive, or you only feel the feedback when only there is power on the device. Without power, it's just going to be as hard as the body of the machine. Okay, we are so the machine starts and then stops, starts and then stop. So two things we want to do. First thing first, we will, so it's kind of cycling. The trackpad, I get a click on the trackpad and then a phase out. Now it phases out and then it starts again. So what we want to do first is we want to disconnect the battery cable, and then check to see if we have a short on this line. I'm just going to show you guys. See if we have a short on this line here, which is let's see. Okay, let's just see if we have a short on. Okay, alternatively, before we do that, let's see if we can get the machine into DFU mode. Let's see if we can get the device into DFU mode, and then we take it from there. Okay. Now to put the machine into DFU mode, I have gone over how to do it before. So because this is an Intel device, we use the second port. Because it's an Intel device, we use the second port. We connect our cable to the second port, one end of the cable to the second port, and which is on your left-hand side, second port, and then the other end of your cable goes to your host device. Now, your host device, it doesn't matter which port it goes, you can connect the cable to any of the port on your host device. Okay, so okay, we connected. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to open up our Apple Configurator 2. We want to open up Apple Configurator 2. So we launch an Apple Configurator 2. Now, okay, so one end of the cable is connected to our host device, and then another end of the cable is connected to the second port of the device that we're trying to revive or restore. Now, if this was an M1 series or M2, we will use the first port. But because it's an Intel device, we'll be using this what's the second port on your left hand side. Now, the next thing we want to do is we need combination of keys to basically put the machine into DFU mode. Now that our Apple Configurator 2 is open, we will need four keys. We need the control, the right, um, the left control. Okay, right. This is my right, and this is my left. Okay, so we need the left control key, the alt, or the left alt key, the right shift key, and the power button. So we will have to press down those four combination keys for about 10 seconds. So let's do that, and then in about the 10 seconds, we should if all conditions are met to put the machine into DFU mode, we should the DFU it should pop up on our device. So we'll hold down Control, Alt, Shift, and Power button. So let's count from 1,000, 2, 2,000, 3, 3,000, 4, 4,000, 5, 5,000, 6, 6,000, 7, 7,000, 8, 8,000, 9, 9,000, 10, 10,000. At this moment, we should get it to pop up on our DFU mode if all of the conditions that are required are met. So nothing. Let's try it again. Uh, Control, Alt, Shift, and Power. And 1,000. Okay, that's good. Let's enter. Yeah, that's it. It's now in our DFU mode. That is a good thing. And then the beauty of using so what I have noticed is the beauty of using an M1 series for your an M1 series for restoring or reviving which devices in DFU mode is you can actually get a pop-up to tell you that communication is about to take place via your USB. That's just a beauty of it. So now we are in DFU mode. The next thing we want to do is we want to try, first thing first, we want to try to revive. Because, okay, I'm just going to uh, put this aside. Now, okay, uh, okay. So the first thing we want to do is we want to, let's just try to bring this a little bit closer to you guys. So the first thing we want to do is we want to revive. If we restore, it will erase the content on the machine. The content on the drive will be erased. So we don't want to restore, we want to revive. So we go to, in order to revive, we go to advanced, and then we go to revive device. See, we go to advanced, and then we go down to revive device. Now let's see if our device. So now you see it says step 404. Basic that the reason why it's that fast is because I already have the file downloaded on my machine. So basically, so what that means is if you download, if you reviving, and then I mean I had actually done a revive or restore before, so it had downloaded over different device. It had downloaded the file already to my machine, so I don't have to re-download it for the second time. So, which is why we just go straight. You see, it just went straight to installing. So let's hope that it goes through. If the process is successful, the machine should start, and then you should have a working device, and then all of the files will still be in place. Nothing would have happened to the files on the machine. And in my experience, oftentimes, if revive doesn't fix the problem, uh, most of the time, restore also will not fix the problem. But sometimes, when you either of the two may fix, one fails, you try the other one, and then the other one will basically fix the issue. So let's hope that it fixes our issue. We are trying to revive the device first before basically trying to do anything else. Waiting. We are waiting. We hope we don't get any type of error. Yeah, this is the moment where so if you have any issue with the board, especially the NANDs, you usually will get some kind of error. But also the good thing is um, at the very large extent, it means that our NAND circuitry it's working to an extent, because if that was not the case, we might not even be able to put the device into DFU mode. So a large portion of our NAND seem to be working. So yeah, let's let's hope let's hope that the revive works, because in that case, all of the files will be saved and the client will have a happy machine with the files all in place. Okay, we are installing. Yeah. So, what I'm really looking forward to is for this bar to move a little bit and for me to get an Apple logo. Just gonna see. Okay, that doesn't seem good. My my NAND seems to be warming up. I hope that's not a bad thing. Uh, yeah. Okay, I hope that's not a bad thing. Uh, the 16 inches, for some reason, they are failing a lot due to the soldered on SSD, which is the NANDs. Uh, and usually when they fail like that, you and it happens that the problem is one or more of the NANDs, which is SSD, you will have to replace. You have to replace them to get the device to work again. And yeah, that's not a cheap repair. Hmm. Okay. The device getting stuck here, it's not a good thing, hey? Yeah, it's not a good thing. I just hope my SSDs are fine. Hmm. We have another repair to do, but we want to see how this ends. We have MacBook Air 2019, 2020 for low power, but first and first, let us finish with this before we move on with that. We're really hoping for an Apple logo. So getting stuck here, it's really not a good sign, because uh, we are. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Okay, let's still be hopeful. Let's still be hopeful. But it's not a good sign to yeah. Let's let's be hopeful. And coupled with the fact that my NAND is getting warm, one of the NAND actually is getting warm. So that could be due to activity, and also that could also be due to the NAND having an issue. Hmm. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna get some water to drink because I'm getting really tasty. While we wait for this, let me get some water. Okay. Um, since it failed, the DFU process failed with error. So what we want to do is we want to now take out the board and then check out um, the land that was getting warm. Let's see what we have. When it was taking forever to finish, I was already scared. Uh, Coupled with the fact that uh, there was some warmness coming from around the land chip. So let's see. Let's just hope the land is not it's not damaged. It's it's uh, it's a really common failure that's really uh, that's really afflicting the 16 inches 2019. And by the way, this has nothing to really do with the user of the device. I mean, this is not the user's fault, you know. And then they lose. They just because in this type of in this type of failure, you you're looking at losing your data. Yes, you may get the machine up and running again, but the data will be gone. No data. Okay, the board is out. Let's see what we have. Give it a visual inspection and the land, the section. So this section that I put a mark here. This way, the section where we found warmness around the land. So let's test our board and then get to measure. See what we have. So we will be using diode mode measurements, or we can as well use continuity, whichever one. So let's see if we have a short around. Okay, let's see if we have a short. Oh, by the way, this is yeah. So we were getting warmness around U9300 and U9200. Flip it to the other side. Let's see U9100 and U9400. Let's see what we have. What is getting warm? Let's see if we have short around that section of the board. Okay, I'm measuring L9580 and I'm getting a short. So we definitely have a short by the PP2V5 underscore 9 underscore SSDO. So that is a 2.5 volt line for the NAND chip, which is used for the SSD. I'm just going to confirm that again. Okay, we have a short on that line. Now, there is something that I saw. So there is a cap that looks funny on that line. I am really hoping that is my problem. This one. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. So it's this cap here. This one. I'm really hoping that's my problem. So what I want to do is I want to use a tweezer to just pop it out of the circuitry. Let me measure the individual capacitor and see if it's going to give me continuity. Okay, that is really good. Now I'm going to check again and see if I have a short. Alhamdulillah, my short is gone. Ah, no, this is super amazing. Okay, my short is gone, and the short was being generated by C9586. So this is C9586. It's now been taken out of the board, and with that, my short is gone. I'm super happy for this guy. So this is you guys can see that. Wait, can you guys see that? And wait, one, two, let's see. Uh, it's too small. Focus. And why is the focus off? I don't understand what is wrong with the focus, but okay. That is really good. Our problem was C9586. Now let's put the board back in the shell and see what we get. I'm very, very happy because I was really scared that uh, that one or more of the NAND might have been damaged. That would have, yeah, it's gonna be. If that's the case, it becomes a delayed form of repair, an expensive repair, and client losing data. It's not a, it's just not good, not good. Alhamdulillah, I am really, really happy for, yeah, I'm really, really excited. Okay, now let's try again. So we the revive process didn't complete. So and that was obviously because there was a problem on the SSD rail. The 2.5 volt line was shorted. So now now that the short is out of the way, let's see what we have. I'm putting it back in its shell so we can test it. So put a battery and please put one or two screws on the board. Okay, the board is in the shop, and let's connect our charger, and then see what we have. Okay, we get haptic feedback from the trackpad just like before. We have fan spin. That was not happening before. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. We have fan spin, and there we have image on our screen. That is a loading bar. Can you guys see that? That is an Apple logo, and that is a working machine. That is, what am I doing? I'm trying to cover the username. That is a working machine, guys. I'm super happy for this guy. So, yeah, that is it. This is a done repair. Uh, so our problem was C. Okay. So I'm just gonna uh, put this aside real quick for the guys to finalize it. So this will get put together, finalized, and then the client can get 1543. Just want to quickly update the ticket. Okay, ticket is now. So we were not having there was a short on our PP2V5 underscore 9 underscore S, which is basically the power line to the 9 chips, and that is regulated by U90 580. Now, because we had the short here, that was why the machine was not starting. The machine was trying to start, it wasn't starting. You guys saw the troubleshooting methods that we followed. First, we checked, we saw that we did have haptic feedback on the trackpad, and then afterwards we decided to put the machine in DFU mode in order to revive the machine with a secondary machine. We tried to do that, but then we got an error. This was the error that we got. We got this error. I'm just going to put this aside. So we tried to revive it, but then we got this error saying that gave up waiting for device to transition from DFE state to DFE state. Now, I mean, we decided, so like initially I said that usually when you have the fact that the machine didn't put into DFE mode, but then I got heat coming from around the DFE mode, from around the 9 chips. I became really scared of, and also because the process were taking way too long. So I was scared, and then because I know usually if you have with a failed NAND, that would mean that the client will no longer have access to their data because now the NAND chipset has to be replaced. So after we confirmed, after the process didn't go through, we decided to take out the logic board. On taking out the logic board, we measured, and then we found that we have was short on our 2.5 volt line for the SSD, and then we then just and then during the visual inspection, we found that C9586 was not looking great. It looks like there was a bit of a uh, corrosion in that section, just a little bit, which basically affected the capacitor, and then it started to whatever voltage that was being generated was basically now being passed to ground. So that was our issue. What we had to do was we had to remove C9586 from the circuitry, and the short was gone, and then the machine started. And also, we didn't even have to again. We didn't have to go through the process of reviving or restoring the machine. Thank you guys, and that will be the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one.